Good evening. Take a seat. Come. Sit down. Step into the office. Smells of rich mahogany. We got a plethora of many leather-bound books. Oh man, today, guys, I know I just saw you guys. We just did the recap between Valor Morghulis and WHF2, in which, you know, ByeForever Family VM got the victory. Unfortunately, you know, we're here despite us picking up a loss versus Reddit Omega. Now, I was pretty psyched out about this war. Either way, at the end of the day, it was a fantastic war. It was played out by both sides, and honestly, both sides came out swinging. It was a great matchup, great war, all the way down to the very end. I know the ending scoreboard, 125 to 128, isn't necessarily going to reflect that, but let me tell you what, that was close all the way to the very end. So special shout out to Reddit Omega. As always, I've lost count how many times I've matched up against these guys, and I did end up getting the 10v10 fresh triple against the Reddit Omega streamer Snyders. Shout out to my boy Snyder out there. I had to. I mean, anytime you get to face a clan that's also got a fellow content creator, it's always fun to meet him on the battlefield and be able to attack each other's base. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop over and take a look at some of the statistics for this war. Okay, as you can see, yes, we did pull the loss, but you know what? That doesn't mean we shouldn't, you know, showcase some of the amazing attacks that we did end up having. I mean, at the end of the day, 6 10v10 triples, a fantastic. Wait till you see this 10v11 from my boy Bob. It was beautiful looking. Anytime you see one of those walks, those attacks that just, you can't not make a video that shows that level of talent. Alright, so I picked out a specific Town Hall 9 attack. I think this is what we're going to start doing. Every time we do one of these recaps, anytime, like, you know, whenever I'm reading off the statistics of this war, I think I'm going to pick out like the coolest 9v9 attack to play in the background. Since we don't really showcase 9v9 attacks, I want to at least like pick out the coolest one for each recap. And in this case, I think it was number 33 from D-Pez, or the attack on number 33 from D-Pez. This is pretty cool. And if you'll notice, I'm gonna hit pause real quick. He runs 3 golems. He's got a walk / sort of charge going on. 12 wizards, couple loons, CC bowler. There's no hogs. There's no like main. There's really no main force. It's just kind of an attack that just kind of plays out. It's hard to explain. Just watch. All right. So anyway, the breakdown this war was 6-20-19. I actually really like this breakdown. Anytime you get a plethora of Town Hall 10s, I mean that's 40 Town Hall 10 attacks occurring, and me being a 10, that's what I'm excited about. I'd like to see that level of warfare. And then of course 6-11, that's 12 Town Hall 11 attacks with the potential of the 11v11 if your 10s come out performing, which we did get the 11v11 attempt. Not necessarily because we got 10v10s, it's more like we couldn't quite clear their 11s. But anyway, going down the list, we actually, like I said before, we made the 11v11 attempt and we were unsuccessful. We ended up just getting a 1 star. It was close. It was like 71% or something like that. Reddit Omega didn't make any 11v11 attempts. Dip wise, both sides went perfect. ByeForever was 11 for 11. Reddit Omega 12 for 12, which is fantastic. Hey, at the end of the day, we don't want to see our 11s failing on 10s. I mean, especially post update, it can't happen. And in the 10v11 front, this is what separated us. In my opinion, this is what set the what's the word I'm looking for? The momentum for Reddit Omega. They went perfect, 100% 10v11 hit rate. That's insane. They went 6 for 6. They cleared our 11s, 1 shot apiece. Boom, boom, boom. So wow, that was fantastic on their front. We struggled a bit. We went 5 for 14. We didn't quite clear the last one. That's why we made the 11v11 attempt. And at the end of the day, I think that's what pretty much shot us in the foot. I mean, if you think about it, they beat us on the 10v10 front by 1, and they had almost 10 more 10v10 attempts. Now imagine if we had 10 more 10v10 attempts. I mean, I think I think this would have been a little bit different. But anyway, that moves me into the 10v10 section. We went 6 for 25, which isn't terrible. That's a what, 24% hit rate. And Reddit Omega went 7 for 32, which is a 22% hit rate. So it's not too terrible amount of a difference, but if only, guys. Like I said, this was a tight war. It really was. And on the 9v9 front, it was also pretty close. We went 18 for 28, which was about a 64% hit rate, and Reddit Omega went 17 for 25, which was a 68% hit rate at the 9v9 level, which means we got about 7. So we utilized 7 scouts, and they utilized 6. And those scouts can make or break wars sometimes too. I mean, it really helps out your 10s and even 11s to get those scouts out there, to know where some of the Teslas are. Affects your planning. Should I drop this hog here? Should I drop it over there? Maybe there's a giant bomb. Ugh. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and start diving into some of these attacks. I'm actually going to open up with the 10v11. I feel like 10v11 is, essentially the unsung hero of war. And this war actually proves that. I think if we had gone 6 for 6 like Reddit Omega did, I absolutely think this would be a completely different outcome. That would have freed up however many, what is that, 10, 12 more attacks that we could have used on the 10v10 side. And he had a fantastic hit on number 62. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get that zoomed in view so you guys can take a look. All right, Bob hit number 3, and I picked this one out specifically because, oh man, this opener is pretty cool in my opinion. I had the pleasure of watching this one live, and it was one of those toe clenchers. It was like, oh man, does he have this? And then once it develops, you're like, oh, he destroyed this space. Anyway, goes ahead and drops his queen Rage. Mainly because she's started to take in quite a bit of DPS, as you'll see from the opening. Utilize those loons. Excuse me, the wall breaks to go ahead and open up that wall to allow the queen to get deeper into the base, start plugging away at some of these expos and other defenses. You're gonna see he goes ahead and drops a couple more of those wall breakers and opens it up for the heal spot. I'm gonna go ahead and pause real quick. A lot of times people utilize this style of format on the 10v Town Hall 11 base. Man, I can't even speak today, can I? To avoid people just dropping a jump spell straight to the Town Hall here. It kind of adds that layer of buffer between that initial wall and then the outer exterior wall. So he's going to go ahead and drop that wall break and open it up so that way he can utilize a jump spell here to get to the core with his Valkyries. So that's the reason behind that. You're gonna sit there and think to yourself, okay, why did he wall break there if nothing is to follow? You'll see why. All right, his queen continues to make her way over. Excuse me, sorry for coughing in y'all's ears. I am sick. That's why I actually did not stream this war live on Twitch, because I've been so under the weather the past couple of days. It's been, and on a 4-day weekend too. Anyway, you can see his healers are taking quite a bit of pounding from the interior air defense here. Luckily, the queen locks eyes with it and plugs away and takes it out and continues mission. Pulls a couple skellies, of course, in the CC here. The queen's going to get tied up just a bit on the enemy CC, especially with that baby dragon able to soak up a little bit of that poison. And while those skellies are kind of putting in a little bit of work on her healers, but it's not too big of a deal. She goes ahead and takes out that baby dragon, and then takes out the rest of those skellies, and then continues mission. Goes ahead and drops those bowlers out by the 830 to the 9. Gets the wall break entry. And then the rage spell to push him into the core. So I'm going to go ahead and hit pause right here. You can see quite a bit of bowlers starting to come into the base. Now, a lot of times people think, all right, the whole goal is to get straight to the town hall, and then boom, you'll get a 2-star. No. You have to think about percentage whenever you do these attacks, as well as the funnel. So as you can see, the queen established a fantastic funnel. Starting over here by the 3 and open it all the way up. So there's really nowhere else to go for those Valkyries except for the town hall. And then making their way over to this 9 o'clock where you just see a juicy, beefy amount of resources and buildings and defenses and everything that a cluster of bowlers could ever want and dream for. So he drops that rage spell, starts just carving out this chunk of the base, and shortly here you're going to see the jump spell. There it is. A test Valkyrie to see where it's going to lock eyes at, as well as to trigger that giant bomb. Now he goes ahead and drops the rage spell, just gets him in there and just start gutting the core. Fast, speed, and momentum there, just absolutely destroys it. And Queen's still running. Bear in mind, she does still have the ability here. Goes ahead and tags the enemy king. Boom. Activates her phase. And she goes ahead and I think she almost gets the eagle, but not quite. It was a close one to get that little bit added more percent, but it's okay. 62%, in my opinion, is still fantastic. It's a sliver of health there. Wow. In my opinion, anything above 60 is just a fantastic, sexy hit. Excuse me. All right, so then moving into the 10v10 front, I'm actually the first one on the list. We're just gonna go from top down. This was a fresh 10v10 attack that, you know, me showing love to fellow content creator over here, my boy Snyder. So initially looking at this base, I'm gonna go ahead and pause real quick. I think to myself, okay, you know, as I said in previous videos, you know, split it into a pie. So, and I do that. This is the first 25%, that first fourth of the base, second, third, and then fourth to finish it out. Now, I thought to myself, all right, well, if I drop a jump spell right here, then a kill squad's gonna be able to tag 3 splash, essentially. I actually don't even think I don't get this bomb tower, but I mean, that's what my goal was. It would be 3 splash, both heroes, 2 X-bows, and the CC. That's an incredible amount of value on a maxed out Town Hall 10 for Hog Run. And then these Wizzies here, easy heal spell to just push right through them, and they kind of work their way around. I always like to carve. It's essentially carving out a C shape to establish the pathing for your hogs. You kind of envision, just looking at this base here, you can kind of see between this bomb tower and this one and this CC clan castle, you can kind of see how that would create a C if you remove all of that from the base. And just kind of, you can envision where those hogs are gonna path. So that's what I did when I initially looked at it, and I was like, you know what, I may not have had a scout, so I don't know if there's gonna be Teslas here, but I'm gonna go ahead and test it out with these bowlers. I do get the nice bowler bounce between the gold collector and as well as the elixir collector, and then the dark elixir collectors. And I thought to myself, you know what, even if the bowlers walk, I think the king and queen, along with those golems, should still be able to, at least the bare minimum of this mission is to tag the enemy royals, the queen and the king, and then CC, of course. If they can do that, I think the hogs could still be successful. I do still bring in a couple of the bowlers. I did get like 2 or 3 that walked, unfortunately. However, it's okay. I think they actually get a little bit of value here, down by a little bit more by the 7, 8, and taking out that mortar, which could splash, you know, a little bit of help. And I do pull some skelly traps, which is very, very nice. And take out that CC, boom. I still activated her phase, and I go ahead and start the hog run, do a 2-finger drop into both mortars. And as you can see, I'm gonna hit pause real quick. All right, so this is what I envisioned for the base. Minus this one bomb tower that was kind of open to get, but it wasn't really a big deal. All right, so look at this. I ripped apart that chunk of the base. Now it looks like a backwards C, excuse me. From the 12 to the 3 o'clock down to the 6 o'clock. Boom. See that pathing right there for the hogs? It develops into that pie, into those sections for the heals. You're going to see the first one drop, boom, into the first section of the base. Encompasses all the defenses in which the hogs are going to path into. Triggers 2 giant bombs, immediately healed, and pathing their way into the second compartment, in which the next heal is already ready for them. And there's the final one. Now, I thought to myself, oh my, I should probably drop this poison spell. And you'll notice I also trickled the wizards up by the 12 o'clock early on. So that as soon as the defenses were cleared in that sector of the base, you go ahead and start your cleanup, because in any hog run, time becomes of the essence. These attacks can, I've seen too many times, 98, 99%, 1 star, 2 stars, because of cleanup timing. Now, as you can see here, got plenty of hogs left. A great split there. Look at that. They split 4 ways. And go ahead and start cleaning up the trash. I'm going to hit ×2 here. And luckily, this one hog here paths toward the core and goes ahead and starts beating away at those gold storages. It worked out fantastic for me, because it really was it came down to like 10 seconds left on the clock at this point right here. And I was like, oh man, is it going to be a 99%? That's how iPads are broken. But I go ahead and clock away at it and walk home with that fresh 10v10 triple. I was pretty excited about that, especially since my first attack didn't go quite as well as hoped. At least I walk away with something, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, that was me. And then the next one was... where was it? Jazz and James. Okay. So Jazzin comes in. He's got the fantastic Sui. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and hit pause real quick here. You're going to notice he's actually got the Rage spell and 2 Skellies. Well, I guess I can hit pause or play. That's going to be utilized for the Queen right in the core here. Goes ahead and drops his King a couple of Wizzies to help establish the funnel and force him into the compartment he needs to be in, or the direction he needs to go to allow tanking for that Archer Queen. He goes ahead and activates his ability. As soon as it starts to get low, Queen pats over, takes the air defense over by the 3 o'clock, as well as the cannon and bomb tower. I've got to say the main concern here was that air defense, in which the Queen was in fact successful in getting. The rest seemed to be ground pound troops or defenses. Almost plugged away at that Archer tower. Not really much of a big deal. It's fine. He can handle it. Three hounds. I think he had a CC hound too. Then he went with the quad. And goes ahead and essentially kind of a spam Lalo here, as you can kind of see. He goes ahead and pre-drops 4 hastes. And bear in mind, guys, he's got 2 more on standby, as well as a heal, rage, dub Skellies for the core Queen. Alright, so that goes ahead and gets him out there. It turns into a Sui spam Lalo. And there's a rage. And guys, I'm going to hit pause here for 1 second. This is a very ballsy attack in the sense that he's got 2 splash defenses here, overwatching the Queen. Now, one of the main purposes of having those splash wizard towers there in the core like that, and obviously it's not the main objective of them, but one of the side effects of having that is their ability to clear out skeleton spells, literally exactly in this exact situation here. So it's kind of risky at doing that, because a lot of times, like I said, they'll go ahead and take out those Skellies before they can go ahead and clear the enemy heroes. But hey, those loons were able to make it over and tag both wizards in time. Drops the heal spell over them in the core, and they start padding their way in, clearing that final Inferno tower. And then it's just a couple back end Archer towers and plenty of loons making their way down to him. I'm going to hit ×2 here. Fantastically executed. Anytime you hear that Sui spam Lalo is about to come in, oof, it can be savage on any base. There's the triple, nicely done. Jazz and James, beautiful attack. Let's go ahead and back out. And then see, our next one was actually from Deebs. I just showcased one of his attacks over in a different war. So it looks like he had a pretty fantastic day today. Deebs, my boy Steve, coming in. He's got a oh, okay. I think he's gonna go CC Hogs with this one. Goes ahead and brings his own bowlers. And you can see kind of like once again, kind of carving the piece of the pie out. Establishing the funnel. Make sure he takes out both heroes, the clan castle troops. And hold on, I'm gonna hit this clan castle real quick. I wonder if a hog would have lured those. No, I think they may have pathed over to the mortar. I don't know. I'm always looking at these kind of things whenever we're doing these. Hound Loon CC. And guys, I know a lot of times, and I see it in the comments all the time. People are gonna be like, what's with these Hound Loons? You know, people don't necessarily realize. Let me hit pause for a second. A lot of times in these high level wars, you see Hound Loons coming out of the CC because it helps defend against some of these kill squads. As you can see, he actually utilized his Queen early, and she's now dead before they even released the kill squad, because if a Hound Loon came out of the CC during a kill squad phase, the Queen's gonna be locked up on that Hound while the bowlers and golems and whatnot go into the core, and then gets a pop. So she's not with. If she was alongside them, like if you had like say a dragon or a baby dragon come out of the CC, she can easily plug away at that, take them out, and then proceed mission with those bowlers and start taking out defenses with her. So a lot of times, if you want to prevent kill squad entries, you see quite a bit of Hound Loons and And there's a couple other things they could be utilized for. Just anything as far as holding up a queen is one of the main objectives of it. So I get that a lot. People asking me, you know, Scottoria, why do we see this coming out? I mean, I feel like dragons are the best CC ever. Well, I mean, you bring in a kill squad and a queen just plugs away at a dragon, easy peasy. She's standing right there. Now imagine if a queen was right here with the bowlers plugging away at defenses. I mean, it would be pretty OP. Alright, so they start cutting in. King locks eyes with the enemy queen. Bowler's just wreaking havoc here in the base. Drops the hogs. Excuse me, I've been saying hounds too many times. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and hit... we don't have to hit pause. You can see how it established that backwards C for the hog pathing. Drops the okay, he actually brought CC hogs, which are the Town Hall 11 level 7 hogs. A little bit stronger, a little bit faster. And gives them a little bit more... I guess you could say clearing the defenses in a timely manner. Especially when you have that sort of entry at the very beginning, it soaks up time. And we've seen quite a bit. Anytime you run hogs, I mean, time is so much of the essence. And again, those higher DPS hogs in there, higher HP, which means more for cleanup, is definitely a necessity. So you get a fantastic split with them up by the 12. We'll go ahead and hit ×2 here for the cleanup. And then destroy. This base was absolutely wrecked for my boy M Deebs here. Nicely done, man. Nicely done. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and hit back. The next one was in fact from Zach. This one was actually, I'm actually gonna hit pause here for just one moment. This is actually kind of a cool one to show you guys. Alright, so I believe, if I'm about to read this correctly, this is a mass hog. Just initially looking at it, he's got the 4 heal spells, 2 skellies. He actually brings 2 poisons too. A lot of times you don't always quite see that, but so anytime you run this kind of mass hog attack, your main goal is to take out the CC. Heroes are not as big of a deal, mainly because that's what the 2 skellies are for, to tag the queen, especially when you have a Sui king up here, or a king that you can easily Sui. I think he does a king trade for that one. I don't remember exactly how it played out. But yeah, and then you just literally spam your hogs out, drop 4 heals, you know, as they start ripping through the base. Go ahead and do your dub skellies to both distract the queen, as well as just go ahead and take her out. If they don't take her out, it's fine, as long as she's distracted and the hogs are able to clear the rest of the base. Okay, so he doesn't even pull the CC. He goes ahead and just, oh, okay, that's why, because it was a golem loon in the CC. So a simple poison. It is a little bit ballsy in the sense that if those hogs stayed in one place for too long, that loon would absolutely plug away and take them out. And you can see the double skelly drop over the queen, distracting her and taking her out. And it actually hooks up the loon there. It actually locks him up onto the skellies instead of messing around with the hogs, especially since the poison was unsuccessful in taking it out. So that actually worked out very well. Utilized all 4 heal spells and gets quite a bit of ground skellies attacking his main force. So it got a little bit close here. And he already utilized the poison spell and wasn't quite able to tag all of the skellies. And the loon didn't even path into it. So those all kind of threw us for a fast one here. Luckily he's got his queen with the phase ability, and he also holds on to a miner to help out with cleanup. As you can see, the Golem Loon are locked up on the barbs up by the 12. And he has both heroes cycling around the outside of the base. The king over by the 9 and the queen over by the 3. Now at this point, this base is wrecked. We're going to go ahead and hit ×2. Goes ahead and drops that miner to go ahead and path its way over to that clan castle. And the base is wrecked. Nicely done from our boy Zach. Okay, so next we had Jakey. We had Jakey coming in on Game This at Bad. Clever name from one of our boys over at Reddit Omega. Alright, Golem is down. Now this is I think this is the base that we attempted a couple of times. It looks familiar. we gave it a couple shots. This was a well built base, if I remember correctly. We got both heroes down. Jump spell over the Dark Elixir storage to get the kill squad in. As you can see, it actually kind of funnels for itself. Yeah. As you can see here, he's got the army camps, which as soon as this right here is taken out, those two buildings, there's nothing here to pull the bowlers. They literally just come straight into the 6 o'clock, take out 2 heroes, the clan castle troops, you know, start pathing their way into and just start gutting the core. You know what I mean? It's just fantastic. It's fantastically executed and well caught by Jakey here. Drops the rage spell, gets those bowlers just ripping apart into this core, pulls the Howloon out of the CC. As you're gonna see here, see the queen, how she's locked up on the hound right there. Instead of, if she was alongside those bowlers, if that was a dragon, it would have been dead by now. They would have fizzled out quite as much. As again, she's still locked up on it. The hogs go ahead and start their run over by the 9. And, you know, either way, mission is accomplished. We established that C shape from the 9 to 12 to 3. About to drop that next heal. Boom. Right between the next 2 wizard towers. He does pull a couple skellies. No big deal. The heals are almost connected. So they're not going to do a too terrible amount of damage, you know, before they make their way to the next ring. So they plug away, take out that last bomb tower, and make their way toward the final splash out of that Wizzy and mortar there. Goes ahead and clears the rest of the base. Boom. Plenty of hogs, guys. Look how many hogs this man has. That is insane. This base is wrecked. Jakey. Nicely done, man. Nicely done, man. That was good. Dropping that triple. Alright, so then we're going to move into Cascazilla, aka Thief. My boy Thief has been dropping a lot of 10v10s recently. Former leader of Immortal Thieves. Now since the retirement, made his way over to ByeForever and is just wreaking havoc, doing some great things. Dropping some sexy triples. Goes with a Sui Lalo on this one. I think this is his favorite troop comp. I've seen this man Sui Lalo like nobody's business. King up by the 12. Goes ahead and brings that giant with him, dub Wizzies. And they actually plug away and tag that air defense. And his queen down here by the 6. So with a king, 2 Wizzies, he actually gets 1 air defense. Couple of the outside garbage, and then the queen down at the bottom tags another air defense. So he's only got 2 left for the Lalo. Now taking a look at this base, I'm going to go ahead and hit pause right before he starts flight. Look at the base. Look where he drops his hounds. He goes ahead and drops them. They're going to make their way toward these 2 air defenses here, and they're also going to pull the queen. He's got that Skelly and the Rage on standby and goes ahead and begins flight. It's essentially like, and the funnel for the pathing there is just fantastic. He's still got 14 loons too on standby. Look at that. Drops 3 hastes. They start making their way to the core here. Boom. Drops those outside loonies. Heading toward those dub expos. And they start meeting up with the core squad. Rage Skellies over the queen here. As they tag those final 2 air defenses. And start padding their way over. They've got 3 wizard towers left. However, you know what? He's got 2 hastes. And look at the split. Look at the spread. I'm going to hit pause for a second. Look at the spread on those loons. That's insane. Great split. Fantastic job from Cask, aka Thief. Nicely done. Base is wrecked. Go ahead and hit ×2 for the cleanup. Very nicely planned out. Very nicely executed. Boop. And there it is. Now, that was the rest of our 10v10, 10v11 attacks. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry about the coughing. Like I said, guys, I've been sick the past couple of days. That's why I actually did not get to live stream this war up. My boy Dusky, the Town Hall 9 captain and fellow Twitch streamer, did cover the ending. So make sure you guys follow him over at twitch.tv/dusky11. Show that man some love. I actually got his link in the description down below. And make sure you follow me, of course, over at twitch.tv/Scottoria. I generally cover all the ByeForever family wars as much as possible, both midweek and, of course, the weekend matchups, CWL, NDL, MLCW, you name it. The ByeForever family has 6 clans in the family. We're in pretty much every league. We've got ByeForever and Invite, which was this war pre-season. We have Valor Morgulis in CWL Premier, and we had Code Enigma over in Rising, but I think they're over in Light now. We also have clans in the NDL, MLCW, like I said before. So if you're interested in being a part of that, if you want to get to that next level of gameplay, click on the description down below. In my YouTube description, I've got the Discord link for the ByeForever recruitment server. You'll have your interview, you'll be tested, and if you make it past the trials, then hey, you'll be part of the family. You'll be putting up some sexy attacks. You know, as you can see, we don't necessarily always bring it home, but there's still some fantastic. As you can see, there's a lot of raw talent here, and sometimes you have good wars, sometimes you got some pretty salty ones. And then make sure you guys hit the subscribe button here on YouTube and follow me over at Twitter at @ClashScottoria. As you can see over here, you see whenever I go live, I post tweets of whenever I drop new videos or pictures of my dog or just random things. Discord.gg/thekillsquad is my personal Discord. More than welcome to hop in there, join it, say what's up to me. You know, talk about Clash stuff or talk about, I don't know, pizza. I love pizza. And yeah, so appreciate you guys for tuning in. I know I just dropped the video literally about an hour or two ago, and we're already dropping this one, so I'm pretty excited. Hopefully I might start doing that more often on the weekend, since we do have so many league wars going on in the family. I might be pumping out like 2 or 3 videos in the week during the weekend, and then the occasional onesie twosie during the week whenever we see like special attacks that happen, and I've just got to show you guys. So have a good night, and I'll see you again very soon.